This morning, about an hour from where I live, a 14-year-old boy walked into his high school and killed 4 people. And I'm always going to point at a piece of white privilege that we often don't talk about. White folks, do you notice that no matter how often this happens, nobody's having national conversations about how you raise your children? Notice how there's no stop the violence commercials on your TV? National news outlets are not going to take footage from the aftermath of the shooting and then put it right beside statistics about absent white fathers in the home. Nonprofits aren't walking into your children's schools teaching them how to dress for success so that they don't pick up guns. No podcast episodes about how white moms are responsible for all of the ills of their sons. Not a single unlicensed, uncertified motivational speaker is going to go viral on the internet for yelling at a group of young white adults and telling them that the reason why violence persists in their communities is because they're not motivated enough to succeed. If we go to school with our hair not done for too many days, somebody is in the back corner whispering, "Where is that child's mom?" Apparently the boy that shot up this school was chronically absent. Did anybody assume that that was because nobody at home cared about his education? Listen, I'm not on my revenge arc. I'm not saying that happened to black moms, so it has to happen to everybody else as well. I'm saying white people should reckon with the fact that that's not happening and ask themselves why. For the better part of 70 years, black people have been consistently told that our circumstances were because of the culture that we create. So yes, given that information, it absolutely does matter. Almost all mass shooters, almost all school shooters have been white men and now white boys, and we have not made a national emergency out of how white families raise their kids. The shooter, that child's name is Colt. It's a gun manufacturer.
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. In case you're new here, my name is Maren.
And I'm Maureen.
Right, so in today's episode, we want to do a video of black folks reacting to the 14-year-old palm-colored boy who went up to his school and shot up the place in Georgia. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, this is a case that has been trending for the better part of this week, where a palm-colored boy, and I feel like it's important for us to mention this particular part. A palm-colored boy went to his school in Georgia and he shot up the school. 4 people ended up dead and 9 are severely hurt and are nursing their injuries in the hospital. Right, so in this video, we want to show the difference in how such cases are handled by both the media and the public when it's a palm-colored boy who does it versus when it's a black boy who does it. Let's watch and then we come back and talk about it. Remember, if you have anything to say, kindly leave it on the comment section, and also if you've not subscribed, kindly remember to do so. Let's watch and then we come back and talk about it.
This is yet another example of how the media has to be intentional about how they report things. You didn't know there was a school shooting this morning at Apalachee High School in Barrow County, Georgia, which left 4 people dead. And if you were just scrolling Twitter or TikTok and saw this post from WSB TV, you would think that this young black boy was the shooter. He wasn't. He was actually one of the victims. 14-year-old student named Mason Schermerhorn. Another 14-year-old student named Christian Angulo was killed. 2 teachers, Richard Aspinwall and Christina Iremy. We have the picture of this young man, but we don't have a picture of the shooter, and he's still alive, 14-year-old Colton Gray, and all we know is that he walked into the school with a platform-style AR weapon, started shooting. That's really all that people know. But he has been taken into custody, and they say that they will try him as an adult. I think that this was irresponsible framing and reporting optically from WSB TV, an affiliate of ABC. Now, there's never any excuse for this, but if you're that big and you have that many eyes on you, have to do better.
The father of the school shooter at Apalachee High School, yeah, he's been arrested. You want to know why he's been arrested? Because he gave the gun that the child used to shoot his classmates. Don't worry, it gets more fucked up than that, because last year, the FBI investigated Colt. He was then 13 years old. And they said, hey, we got reports. They're talking about like shooting up a school. Is this true? And he said, no, couldn't be me. Right? So then they asked his dad, Colin. They said, hey, does he have access to guns here? And he said, no. And the FBI said, but you have guns, right? Yes, we do. But he doesn't have access to them. No, of course not. So the dad knows this is about his son, that he's being investigated for talking about shooting up a school. So what does the dad do? He buys his son a gift, an AR-15 rifle that then Colt used to kill his classmates. And everyone's so crying, this is mental health, it's because of bullying, right? Let me pause for a second. I'm a teacher and I'm a therapist, all right? I feel like I'm uniquely qualified to talk about this. Yeah, we are lacking mental health resources in the United States badly, and we need more of it. Here's the thing, so are other countries, so are other developed countries, and guess what? They still don't have this goddamn issue. Where you guys say, okay, then it was bullying. It was Colt's first day of school. He was a brand new student. He didn't even make it half day before he did this. Yep, bullying absolutely has to end. Mental health resources we absolutely need. We also need gun reform. That does not mean we get rid of the Second Amendment. It means that we have responsible and sensible gun laws. And don't tell me it doesn't work because it works for other fucking countries.
There are serious questions and anger after that deadly school shooting in Georgia, a new image of the 14-year-old suspect. And tonight, the FBI now confirming they were tipped off about him and a possible threat to a school more than a year ago. Tonight, new video of the terror at Apalachee High School, students walking out, holding their hands in the air, and the chilling image of a long gun on the floor in the hallway after the shooting. Tonight here, what we're learning about the 2 students and 2 teachers who were killed, one teacher, a math teacher, and a football coach, confronting the shooter. ABC's Faith Abube in Georgia again tonight.
Tonight, authorities arresting the father of accused school shooter, 14-year-old Colt Gray.
The GBI has arrested Colin Gray. He is charged with the following: 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter, 2 counts of second-degree murder, and 8 counts of cruelty to children. Charges stem from Mr. Gray knowingly allowing his son, Colt, to possess a weapon.
And tonight, outrage and anger after it was revealed the suspected shooter was investigated a little more than a year ago for an alarming threat he allegedly made, causing law enforcement to question him and his family.
Why is it not a crime? It seems the simplest thing we can do is make it a crime to threaten your fellow students.
The FBI confirmed they were tipped off about the Georgia suspect in May of last year. The anonymous tips sparked by a disturbing post on the social media site Discord linked to Gray, the FBI saying he had possibly threatened to shoot up a middle school the next day. At the time, Gray was in a different school in a neighboring county. The Jackson County Sheriff's Office interviewed Gray and his father. According to their records, Gray denied making the post, saying he would never say such a thing, even in a joking manner. Gray's father telling investigators there were guns in the house, but Colt did not have unsupervised access.
We finally know now what this monster looks like. This is 14-year-old Colt Gray. He was booked in jail last night and is set to appear in court on Friday. This is a post made by his aunt, and she said they are charging my 14-year-old nephew as an adult for murder. Y'all ready to see Palama's blood in full throttle? Nah, I wouldn't be either. She said, please someone get me in touch with GBI. I've tried calling. I'm not scared. I will not back down. I will not disrespect any other parents and families that are dealing with this tragedy on the opposite end. They did not deserve this. I will not do anything but humbly support the families involved in this incident that did not ask to be participants. With that said, I will not leave my nephew standing alone. When Uvalde happened, I told my own children that only hurt people hurt people. I did everything I could to fight for my nephew and my niece and my other nephew. Y'all can go ahead and play the blame game all you want, but the families affected by my nephew's actions deserve all the attention now. I will take care of my nephew and what he needs on this side. Just check yourself before you speak about a child that never asked to deal with the BS he saw on a daily basis. And just last year, Colt Gray's mother, Marcy Gray, was arrested on vehicle theft and drug charges, and her sister said that she was an addict who stole from everyone who loved her to sustain her habit. And also last year, Colt Gray and his father were interviewed by the FBI for making online threats about the exact same thing that just happened, and his father did say that he had GUNs in the house, but the FBI said that there was no probable cause for arrest or to take any additional action at the time. Rest in peace to the 2 students and 2 teachers that lost their lives, and prayers to the 9 in the hospital who are expected to make a full recovery, and as always, I'll keep you guys updated.
So guys, welcome back. Let us know what you think about this episode on the comment section. My heartfelt condolences goes out to the families that have lost their loved ones. And the first thing I want to bring out, guys, is that can we just acknowledge how the media can misrepresent facts? Yeah, because, you know, even the reason why it has taken us this long to do this case was because when we first heard it, the identity of the shooter had not been released yet, you know. Right. And then yesterday when we were scrolling on TikTok, we come across this news station, the WB something TV, the one that our brother in this video was talking about. And then they had the picture of the black boy there, and I understand now that he was also a victim of this shooting, yeah? So they had a picture of him, yet their caption, they were saying the shooter of the high school, the 14-year-old boy was arrested. So they were alluding that this victim who's just lost his life, picture is the presentation of the person who shot it, you know. So where I was sitting, I was like, Oh, really? So this is the person who shot up the school? Although I don't know, deep down my heart, I knew it had to be a palm-colored person because it just felt like it had to be a palm-colored person. And then I told my sister, you know what? Let's just wait and hear what the news is saying, other people are saying, so that you can confirm that if this is the true person who shot up the school or if it is a different person. Only for us to realize later, other people saying and other news stations revealing the true identity of the person who shot up the school. Right. So my question is, can you guys imagine how the family of this 14-year-old, the black kid, can you imagine how his family felt? You've just lost a loved one, and then for you to come on the news and see someone insinuating that he is the one who shot up the school. Right. And so this got us curious, and we decided to go through the comment section, only to find that there was someone there who was talking about she was related to the child who had died. I think it was her nephew in a similar incident, and the reporting was the same fashion. They reported the news but with the picture of their own loved one who had died, the kid who had died, and it happened to be a misrepresentation of facts from the media, because it's like they were telling the public, general public, that colored person was the one who was responsible for it. Exactly. And you know, my biggest question is, especially to you, our audience, because majority of you come from countries who you share the country with the palm-colored people, be it America or Europe or wherever it is, yeah? So our question is, because I want to understand why would the media misrepresent such facts, knowing full well, and you know, right now is why I thank God for social media. You know full well the truth will come out despite you wanting to misrepresent facts. Because a while back, had someone represented news like this, black people will be on a pike, because people will be thinking that the violence within is being perpetrated by black people. And there's a question that the other sister asked that was, I feel like, very important, right? Why is it that a lot of these school shootings, they've been proven to be done by palm-colored people, if not their children? So she was like, why is it that there are no media discussion to discuss about how to end such particular violence? Instead, they will say that, oh, this kid was traumatized. The kid we need to find psychological help for this kid, or blah blah blah. Yet when it's a black kid, they're really scrutinized by the media and other people. Thing is, you need to call a spade, and you need to do fair reporting. If there's an incident in the black community, they don't waste time in plastering the pictures everywhere. Do you guys remember the incident that happened in England that led to the riots, where the 17-year-old stabbed some kids, and then it led to riots? That kid's picture was out everywhere. Immediately. We knew what was happening, that this kid had done this and that. Even his whole background had been left out for the media and the people to see, that he was born in England. His parents were immigrants from Rwanda. Yes. And him himself was born in England, right? We knew everything. But when it came to this kid, I feel like it took time for it to come out, because I think the media and the authorities, they were protecting the magnitude. If the magnitude of the crowd, they were protecting him from that anger. And then another thing I also have to ask is, right, do you think that white privilege could have played a part in this case? Because it's been reported that last year, the boy had made a post that seemed threatening to his fellow students, which led to the involvement of the FBI. And then when they were questioned, the parents said, you know what, my kid is being bullied, he poses no threat, he can't access guns, you know. You know, if it weren't for white privilege, this kid could have been dealt with immediately. He's sent out, and this would have been prevented. Right. You know, I feel like, should they have gotten that kid the help he needed last year, we wouldn't be in the position we are in today this year. You know? It's because they let him off easily last year. That is why he continued with his plan of wanting to unalive people. And then, what kind of mindset does a parent have to get a child what kind of mindset is that, knowing very well your child, if you're saying he's not okay mentally and you're still going to get him that kind of gift, okay? And then another question is to the aunt and everybody who feel like this child should be he's treated with hurt, he should be treated with kids by the way, I'm not here to judge this kid, okay? But he has to take accountability for his it's something actions. He planned in his head and he went on ahead and did it. Can you imagine the families of the teachers who lost their lives and the families of the students who lost their lives? So my question is, if the aunt knew what kind of sister she has and what kind of mother the nephew had, why did she not intervene earlier? Black parents lose their kids for the tiniest reasons, you know? And then they'd say, oh, it's the neighborhood they live in, or it's how they parent their kids, what their kids are around, you know, which to some extent, some may be true, some may be false, you know. But why is it not that this kid is not being scrutinized the same way black kids would be? Why is it that he is not being corrected for his actions? And then if he was being absent, the chronic absenteeism in school, why did nobody not get involved? Why were the social services not involved if he didn't have such a good life at home? If he was in such a mind state, because of his situation at home, he got into that mind state, why did nobody get involved early in life? Anyway, guys, I think we'll leave you with these questions to ponder around with, and let us know what you think about this episode in the comment section. We really appreciate you for joining this episode, and we'll see you on our next episode.